Welcome back to Full Circle. Apologies for that. We've had terrible internet issues trying to connect with Dr. Wale Akinyemi. We're going to try have that conversation again tomorrow. I highly apologize for that. But right now, though, let us know where you're watching us from. 111-444-111. That is our SMS line. Like I said, send in all your questions because this is the segment for that. We're here to answer all your questions in terms or anything to do with legal issues. Any legal issue that you have, just send in your SMS right there because we have an advocate of that. Do you have a bumper before I get right into it? We have, do we? Casa? No? Okay, fine. Let's just we do not the bumper. We have a Robert Odanga. We had a bumper. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Always lovely to have you here. And maybe you should just remind people that why you do this.
You have so much energy. I mean, I would like to share the coffee that you take in the morning.
Actually, I didn't have any today.
Oh, really?
No coffee, just water.
They should starve you more.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment, Robert. I'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Last time we didn't have enough time to answer all the questions that came through, so we dedicated today's show, particularly the segment that you're going to be covering, to just answer the questions.
For all the people that are, have questions out there, what is disturbing them?
Yes.
Yeah, we're here to do some legal aid, give back to the community.
Absolutely. And this is absolutely free, guys.
Exactly.
So just take the advantage and just send in your questions. 111-444-111. That is our SMS line. It's going to cost you just a shilling. Switch TV KE on Instagram, Switch TV Kenya on Facebook. So we get right into it?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning. I would like to claim my savings from my sacco office. Whenever I contact them, they don't pick my call. Now it's 3 months from the time I withdrew from the sacco. Please advise. So I think he was a member
of a
and then
sacco.
and then he left. Now he wants his money and they're not picking up.
When you join a sacco, there's usually a contract form that you're supposed to sign.
Yes.
Now in that contract form, this is like a normal contract that you can have between anybody, any organization and yourself.
Okay.
So in that contract, there's usually a termination clause, a clause where if you want to withdraw, you have to give a notice to the sacco. I believe if it is 3 months since the day he told them that he was leaving, then there must have been sufficient notice.
Yeah.
So if that notice was issued, then he should be having his savings by now, depending again on the terms of the contract.
Okay.
The terms of that contract that he signed. So what could happen is let him officially go to a lawyer's office, do a demand letter to the sacco, requesting for the funds. He can even do the letter himself, giving the sacco 14 days or 7 days to ensure that notice that the money is given back to him.
Okay.
If that is not done, then this is a very straightforward case. It's just an issue of filing documents in court and getting paid plus damages, interest, and
so it could actually be more.
Exactly. It's actually going to be much more than what the sacco can pay now.
Okay.
If I was advising the sacco, I would be like, the sacco needs to pay that money right now. It's much easier paying it now. Because the more they delay, the higher the costs, the legal costs, the damages, the interest that are going to be added on top of that.
Okay.
Yes.
So just check your contract. What did it say? I think that's the first place.
Exactly.
That's the first place to start.
Yes.
Did you sign a contract? What does the termination clause say about you withdrawing from the sacco?
Yes.
And it could be more money.
Hello,
I was fired because a doctor alisema they changed me the department after I was exposed to a poisonous chemical and I fainted several times. What can I do because I developed asthma?
Okay, that one, if I can understand the question correctly, they work in a chemical industry.
Yes.
So probably he was put in a department whereby it was, whatever gas, whatever emissions were there were harmful to his health.
Yes.
Then that then would mean that he can't be just fired. They need to take him to a department that is able to work in.
Okay.
But if he was fired, then he should be suing for unfair termination.
Absolutely.
Now, on suing for unfair termination, he'll be given, he will be paid for all the months that he would have stayed working. He should have been given some notice. If he was supposed to be fired, then there should have been reasons. He should have appeared before a disciplinary committee if he had made certain mistakes. So this guy has a very good case, very, very good case, because there was an opinion from a doctor that he cannot continue working at the department where he's working in. So they needed to change his department and they failed to do that.
Yeah.
So this guy should immediately sue for unfair termination. If it is a private business, he should sue for unfair termination. If it is a parastatal, he can actually sue to be, to get back his job and be given, to be put in a department that he can work in well.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
More money as
More
well.
money as well, yes.
Our workplace terminated our contract prematurely
Yes.
with our outstanding salaries from July, August, September, and October. Yet, even 1 month notice, we were never given up to date. No communication. We were outsourced. What's the advice from Odanga? Because outsourcing agency told us tungoje since October to vutwe.
That is 3 months. July, August, and
July,
September.
August, September,
Okay.
and October. So 4 months.
That's a challenge. There's a challenge because there are two different kind of contracts. I think we had explained some time back.
Yeah.
There's a contract of service. There's a contract for service.
Of service for
service.
Okay.
Now, you could be an independent contractor, especially the fact that these guys are outsourced by another agency. Then it means they're not employees. So if you're not an employee, the Employment Act does not protect you as much, meaning that you can only sue for the work you did.
Okay.
And you can't sue that company. You need to sue the organization that outsourced you.
The agency.
The agency. So you need to go to the agency because even if the employer was to pay, they won't pay you directly.
They will pay the agency.
They will pay the agency. The agency has to pay you.
The agency was contracted by this other company.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it could. There's even a possibility that the company had paid the agency. We don't know the fact.
It is a possibility.
What these people can do is sue the agency. That do they have an employment contract with the agency? So that if the agency gets work, they just pick their employees and take them there.
Okay.
Well, that's something that we need to look at as well, so that we can know what law to apply to what. Because both of them are legally they are applied differently. A contract of service and a contract for service are totally different.
Okay.
When you're an employee, you get so many benefits. There should be a notice before you are terminated. With an independent contractor, there is no notice. If you're doing some work for me, and I'm not satisfied with what you're doing,
yes,
I know I can tell you to take a walk, and I just
but
pay
if
you.
we have a contract, so yes, I've not been contracted by. I've not been by an agency to do this job for this other company.
Yes,
so I've been contracted directly by this mother company.
Okay.
But I'm not an employee.
You are just offering a service.
You're offering a service for a limited time.
Okay.
And that limited time is not over. And then they up and tell you to take a walk. Can you sue in that situation?
Very difficult as well.
Okay.
Because you see, the thing is this: when you're an independent contractor, it means you've been brought in to do a particular service.
Yes.
Now, that service should not be a recurring service. If it's a recurring service, then now you're an employee. They should actually just employ you and give you a contract for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months.
Okay.
An independent contractor is someone like, I would call them, you see, like, for instance, day bugs. For the people who have, those are independent contractors. See,
so
someone who needs to come and paint your house. Exactly. Ivumbi hapana, we kesho sikuje. Watu wa mjengo, for instance, wanasemanga watu wa mjengo ikuje na kesho usirudi.
Kesho usirudi. Okay,
so it's the
it's
same
different.
thing. It's very different, and the law applicable to them is different. The thing is, we need to work more on our laws in terms of defending or protecting the rights of independent contractors.
Okay.
The law is very silent, very, very silent on independent contractors. It is basically, that's the way we call it, the employment law. Employment law mostly deals with employees.
Okay.
Mostly deals with employees. So independent contractors is a way for most employers will always go for independent contractors because they're easier to deal with. No one will sue you for unfair termination. You just count, okay, how many days have you worked? 4 days. Okay, this is your salary for 4 days.
The end.
Tuachane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I see that.
Yeah.
And thank you for clarifying that for
Yes.
everybody out there who was just like wondering what happens to them when membo sirudi kesho.
Yeah. So the thing is, you need to try very hard. Try very hard and get a contract.
Okay.
Try and be an employee. When you're an employee, even if you're supposed to do this job for 6 months, tell them, give me a contract for 6 months. Tell me I'm an employee within 6 months.
Within the contract, so 6 months, ukinifuta mwezi ya nne.
I have to pay. You have to pay me the entire 6 months.
Okay.
But that's the advantage. If I am offering a certain service for you, let's say I go to your office, or I'll use the lowest example.
Okay.
Let's say mtu wa mjengo or a day bag. If I say I'll be doing this job for you for 6 months, then you do a contract for 6 months. You fire me on the second day, you'll have to pay me for the entire 6 months. You know why?
Why?
Because I would have gotten a better contract than someone else. Maybe someone else wanted me for a year or two. Maybe it was a permanent employment. But I left that and came and chose you for 6 months. So you have disrupted my life and my, my work progress.
Me.
Exactly. You have to compensate me for that. So so you have to pay me for the entire period of 6 months.
Okay.
It's also very advantageous. So some people take very good advantage of this. I've seen them, like electricians who offer services to very huge companies, like very huge parastatals or very huge organizations, like very big saccos and banks, or IT guys. They will be offering you the service for 1 year. Okay, so let us sign a contract for 1 year.
Anaingia anamaliza ile kazi na 1 month.
Exactly.
So the job is done.
The job is done, but my money has to be paid
for 6 months.
Exactly.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Hi Mwikali, the show is quite innovative. Would like to know, how do I change names on my ID?
Oh, I believe they're married. Now they want to change it.
I think so. That's the only. Or probably you just don't like your name.
Do you like the name Mwikali?
I love it. What do you mean? Have you seen it over here? It looks really nice.
Okay,
I love it. But say for example you're married and you'd like to change your surname.
What you need to sign a deed poll. There's something we call a deed poll. The Registrar of Documents will give you what we call a deed poll. You fill in the form. You need a statutory declaration of someone who has known you for the past 10 years. In Kenya, they need to swear that they know you, they know where you live, that your name was this and that and that. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the person who is swearing this, is not tying themselves into this whole thing.
Okay.
The reason why this is such a big issue because there are several. Maybe you have a criminal record.
Okay.
Now you want to change your name and hoodwink the public more. So there's that protection in terms of changing your name. It's not an easy process. It's a long process.
Okay.
Because of that. In fact, there has to be also a gazettement in the Kenya Gazette that I, Mikali, needs to change my name to so and so, so. After 60 days, if anyone has any complaint, they should raise it now. You raise that complaint now. It's a long process.
Okay.
Because you see, you need to go with your birth certificate. If it is because you're married, the spouse has to write a consent letter that you can have my name. There needs to be a marriage certificate.
Okay.
Yeah. So most importantly, your birth certificate. So the most important thing that you need to do is fill in it's called Form 1. Fill in the deed poll. Let it be signed. Let it be authenticated by an advocate. Because the form also you have to go before an advocate too. Have it commissioned. You need to go to a commissioner for oath to have it commissioned. So it is a process that you can start. The payment is around 1,000 shillings, so not a lot of money. So once you pay the 1,000 shillings for the form, you should be able to be.
You don't have to pay any other amount of money.
Don't have to pay any other amount of money.
And it's the same process for anybody who just wants to change
their name.
Just change their name.
Exactly.
Kama unataka kutoa Mary.
Exactly. Unataka kutoa Mary.
Nitafute tu mtu ananijua 10 years.
Exactly.
And then niende aseme ananijua.
Aseme, yes, exactly.
And then, so what about the other
You'll be given
documents?
a certificate. You'll be given a certificate before that. A certificate for change of name. So once you give a certificate. Once you give a certificate of change of name, when you're going to collect now your ID, the new ID, now you give out the certificate and then you get your ID.
How long does the process take after you start?
Could be because the notice has to go for 60 days.
That is the one that you're giving people a chance to say they don't want you to change your name.
Yes.
And what could be the reasons? Or
the reason is probably I have several contracts with you and maybe the only thing I have is your name and now you want to run away. Some people change, like criminals could change their name because of criminal, For instance, I don't know, there's some things I can't say on air.
Yes.
If your name is this guy that used to eat people in some part of the country.
Yes. I remember him. Yeah.
Remember him?
Yes.
If that is your name and you feel like people, I want to move to Coast, so I can't have this name in my ID and stuff like that.
Okay.
I need to change it. So the moment you advertise, then people are like, this was this guy. Oh, he changed his name to this. He could still eat me then.
Oh my goodness. It's quite a process. So
it's
60 days for anybody to raise their concerns, if there are any concerns.
Yes.
And then after the 60 days.
Then you are good. You'll be given a certificate.
Okay.
Yeah, you appear before the registrar for documents have to pay in person. Then now they'll be able to take your fingerprints again.
Wow.
Yeah,
and this is what our parents went through when they were changing their names. Nowadays
back then it was easier, especially for married couples. It was easier because all they needed to do was. By the way, I also forgot. Your parents have to also give you the IDs and their consent as well.
they need to be okay with me changing. I don't think they would ever agree to
They
me
have
losing
to
my
agree.
name.
They have to agree. But if now you're over 18, so they don't really need to agree.
Oh.
So, but if you're under 18, as a mind,
I'm sure my dad is cringy. Where he is just like, I asked for my birth certificate when I had moved out. So I was just like, can I have my documents? You know, I just want to keep them close. And then, so I think later I was told how he thought I was going to ditch the name Mary.
Exactly.
That's why I was taking my, but you see, it's a good name. It's a good name. We'll stick by it. It's a good
name. It's a holy name.
Yeah, it's very, and it's my grandma's. We're taking a very short commercial break. We will be right back. Please send in all your questions, all things legal.
Everything.
And Robert Odanga will be answering them when we come back from this break. Yeah? Welcome back. Welcome back to Full Circle with Mukali. We are answering all your questions. Well, Robert Odanga is answering all your questions, all things legal. Please send them in 111 and he will be answering that for you. So we have some more to go as well. So someone says, hi Mukali. Hello Switch TV. My name is Victorine. My parents separated early last year and I decided to stay with mom since I had issues with dad. My siblings also remained with our mom. Dad has 2 wives, my mom being the small wife. I think the younger wife, I think. Dad does not support us. The second wife. Yes. What did I say?
You said the younger wife.
Oh, so yeah. Second wife. Guys, forgive me. It's the small wife, yeah.
Or is it automatic that the second wife has to be the younger one?
I don't know. Maybe because... Anyway, so Dad does not support us academically and insists that for him to do so, we must stay with him.
Okay.
What is the best thing for me to do as the child?
Okay. Hey, that's a child writing
That's a child writing in.
Okay.
Not being taken to school, not being supported by the dad.
Okay.
Probably the mom is taking them to school, but the dad says the only way for me to help you, my children, is if you come back
and stay with me
and live with me.
Okay. Now, the child needs to listen to this very carefully. Okay. It is not the child's fault that the father is not living with the mother and the entire family.
That's true.
The child has no decision to make in all that.
Yeah.
And apart from that, the child still remains a child. I hope they are under 18.
Yeah.
So the child still remains a child. And a child, under the Constitution and under the Children's Act, we have a whole act that is actually just made for children to protect the rights of children. So what this child needs to do is tell the mother, or she can sue. But I don't want to put the child in a position where she sues the father.
Yeah.
Because that will then create that bad blood when they're growing up and everything else. And the father might just be obligated to, perform certain duties because the court said so. So what I would suggest is let the mother sue for child support.
Yes.
And the support could include school fees and shelter and any other thing that could happen. Regardless of the situation that parents of a child are in, the law requires that child must be supported.
Yep.
And the judge and the court will always look at the best interest of the child. So what needs to happen is she just needs to have a lawyer draft a very good demand letter. And that demand letter should be sent to the father. Once that is done, then now they can proceed and institute, child support proceedings in court.
Okay.
Once they do that, then the court will be able to order the father to make certain payments towards school fees and to make certain payments towards, whatever other issue that needs to be sorted out for the family. What I've seen the court do sometimes, if the father is employed, has a permanent employment, then the salary could be deducted directly. That has happened before. Salary could be deducted directly of this certain amount, this certain percentage.
Yeah.
That percentage goes to the school fees. So the issue is, in terms of school fees, 100% guaranteed that the court will award that.
Okay.
Other thing is, there is a flip side of it. because the father is paying schools and everything, the father has the right to access to the child.
Access. Okay.
So meaning that this child will have to spend some time with the father.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not like the court will give out those orders concurrently. There'll be the order of you provide school fees, some provide this, the mother will provide this and that.
Yeah.
The good thing about the law, it has not looked at patriarchy the way it was before.
Yeah.
The thing is, right now, both parents have to contribute equally.
Okay.
Yeah. If the mother is providing something to the child, then the father will be providing something else. Yeah. So what needs to happen is they just sue the way I've said, do a demand letter and everything. The father will be provided access. So it will also be able to help the relationship between that child and the father,
as well
become better, because they'll be able to spend time together.
Okay.
Yeah, probably 2 days in a week or something like that,
Or some
a day in a
holidays
week, or
as
some
well,
holidays
depending
as well.
on
In fact, even school holidays could be done in half.
Yeah.
Yes, so that the mother has this and then the father has this.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I like that you covered both sides so that
yes.
they also understand that it doesn't mean that you just want the money and you don't give access to the child.
Exactly.
So that will also
yes,
be demanded
yes,
of you
yes,
as the
yes,
mom.
Yes.
How do I protect clothing brand to avoid being copy pasted by someone else? I think this ties in to a conversation
we had at
yes,
the time.
last week.
People misuse the word patent,
yes,
copyright, and things like that.
You schooled us.
I know, yeah. So what they can do, like we said before, is trademark. If you're calling it, whatever sweet name you've called your clothing line as, go and have it trademark it.
Okay.
Once you trademark it, then no one else will be able to copy what you do. So once you've done that, then you're good to go. Be able to sell your dresses very nicely online.
That is
Call
Kippy.
them whatever name and everything. Just go to Kippy. It's not a lot of money. It's actually, that should be 1,500 shillings.
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
then you're good to go with your trademark and you're done.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Hi, Wikali. I love the discussion. My question is, what happens when an employer promotes you, puts you on probation, then after that you're told to go back to your previous position? Wow. Isn't that just bad? It's like you've been promoted, you're on probation for this new role.
Okay.
And then you're taken back. That means, okay, please explain.
All right, I'll play the employer then. So then you're the employee then.
Me, I'm the employee. I will sue you.
It's simple, really. I mean, if you're on probation period and we took you back to your previous position, it means you just didn't catch it. I mean, you have to also look at it from that angle.
Yeah.
Because you see, for the business to be able to function well, probably the employer was looking at someone who's qualified for the role.
Yeah.
The employer was like, okay, can I give you a probation period of maybe 14 days, 1 month, 2 months, whatever it is. Then after that is done, we see if you're able to do the job.
Yeah.
So probably the person just couldn't be able to
Couldn't be able to deliver. Okay.
So that's one you have to look at. So if there is a case that if that person was to bring, I don't know, it will not go far. There's no weight to it.
That one.
So the thing is, you need to have a conversation with the employer, find out what were your shortcomings during the probation period. Yeah, you're not guaranteed promotion.
No, you're not.
It's not your right. You must promote me.
And it happens even when you're joining a company.
Exactly.
You told you're on probation.
Yes,
for this number of months. Or days.
Yeah. So,
and then if that doesn't work out, you're told to go home. You can't go ahead.
Exactly. You can't go ahead because you must understand that they were on probation period. Maybe if the issue was they got the job after probation period and they're confirmed that they have the job and now they've been demoted, then maybe they have a case to do with that.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe if the probation period was done, it was fully done. Then now after that, then, they're like, okay, I've spent like up to 2 or 3 months after the probation, my salary was increased and everything else, then I'm just being demoted. That is bad. Then that one is where they can sue. Yeah, because they had passed the probation period and now they're
already working in the
new position.
Yes.
Okay. And the law will describe demotion as a position where you earn less than what you're earning before.
Okay.
So that's how the law looks at as demotion.
So it's not. It could be a lower position, but with the same amount of money.
Same amount of money, then you can't complain as well.
Complain.
You can't complain. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You just want the title. Yeah. So if the thing is, the law cannot compensate you for a title. It's just about the salary.
The salary.
Yeah. So if you're earning this much and then when you've been demoted, pesa yako ikikatwa, then you have something. But pesa yako isipokatwa, there's really nothing to complain about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Mwikali. The father of my child is a deadbeat.
Okay.
He does not take care of our son. He doesn't provide, but wants to come see his child without anything. When I stop him, he and his family say they want sole custody of the child. I want to go to court, but I was wondering, do I have a case here? Can I win the custody battle?
The opening is serious. What's the first sentence again?
The father of my child is a deadbeat.
Wow. There seem to be so many, isn't it?
I don't know what's happening. Or maybe the women are just,
that judgment has been made already that the guy is a deadbeat. It is confirmed.
So the guy
is a
comes
deadbeat.
in, does not provide, comes demands to see the child,
Yes.
comes with nothing.
Comes with nothing.
And when he stops the guy from coming to see the child, then the family threatens.
I think I saw one online where the father used to come with 2 Oreos the entire month.
The Oreo joke is everywhere. Oh my God.
All right. So basically, it's the same thing as we said before.
Yes.
The very high, like very high chance, very high chance of success.
Yes.
Number one is child support, like I was talking about. Ensuring in the Constitution, the Children Act covers all that. We'll go through.
Okay.
In terms of access, like I said before, access must be provided to the parent.
Yes.
So the parent, the father will be able to get access, but the father has to pay child support.
Okay.
Yeah, they just need to share it equally. Like the father needs to. What I would advise in terms of children cases, so they don't drag each other in court for such a long time. Sign a parental responsibility agreement. Then you can deposit it in court as a court order.
Okay.
Just agree, sit down with the other party and say, okay, by the way, tumekaa na wewe chini, I feel like I can pay rent and I can pay this, and you get medical insurance and pay school fees. I think we are good in that. Yeah. So are you able to handle this too? Yes. Once they do that, parental responsibility agreement, deposit in court. They fail to deliver for a while, auction them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that simple. Yeah.
Hey.
Yes, it's really easy. Like, it really removes all the stress. Fact, you and your baby dad will have a very good relationship because there's that understanding of what needs to be done. Yeah, just parental responsibility agreement. That's it. It actually saves a lot of.
Robert, how many people have you sued?
I know,
like,
like,
oh my
God. Yeah,
like
yeah.
in your personal life, but anyway, wacha tujibu hii swali. Niko na kesi Milimani.
Okay.
But file yangu ilipotea. What should I do?
It's so simple. File upotea all the time. Remember during Moi's time,
files zilikuwa
zinapotea sana. If I am someone moneyed and you took me to court na kuja kesho na file yako
haiko file what case?
That time mtu unauliza ameikalia.
Case number.
So what happens is this. Right now it's very easy. Write a letter to the EO, someone called the EO.
What is that info?
Executive officer.
Okay.
Yeah, of the court. Just write a letter indicating that you've been looking for this file at the registry for this number of time. That's not been there. The request for a skeleton file will be constructed for you. They'll make a skeleton file and the file will be put before a magistrate and the case will proceed. Nowadays, a file getting lost does not stop a case from proceeding. They can always prepare a skeleton file. And the good thing is, with the current situation that we are in, we will not be talking about files getting lost anymore because we have the digital system whereby you type in the case number and you get all the details of everything else. That there is what we call a CTS system that has been introduced in the judiciary, whereby everything is digitized. So the issues of files getting lost are done. They are no longer there. No longer there. So that will be done.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi, I have a few questions.
Yes.
1, what do I need to look out for when buying property, and what does due diligence entail? Okay.
When buying property,
yes,
you have set your sight on some land. You like it. Number 1, take a surveyor to the ground. Confirm the acreage of the property. Confirm the boundaries of the property. Ensure that your neighbor's property does not overlap with yours. That's something that we actually 99% of people who buy land ignore. Confirm that the neighbor's property does not overlap with yours. The boundary does not overlap with us. So that is what due diligence entails. Now, after that is done, take a copy of the title and go and do a search. After you've done a search, confirm the land registry that the land is clean, it has no loan, it has no encumbrances, no one is claiming any ownership. When that is done, have a lawyer draft a very beautiful agreement. Look, basically, if you're the one buying, you'll be getting what we call a draft agreement from the person who is selling the land to you.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at the agreement, confirm that the clauses are in order with you. Once everything is done and you're sure that this is what you want to take, then now you can proceed and make payments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And ensure that all the documentation that you need are signed for you. That is what due diligence entails. A due diligence basically is confirming that the property I'm buying is clean. No one, it has no dispute. It's not in court. No one is challenging any ownership of it. Because it will be very terrible if you buy property today and then tomorrow someone says the property you bought belongs to me. It did not belong to the person who sold it to you. And that happens a lot. A lot of people are in court in terms of buying air. A lot of people buy air. It has documents in the land in land registry, but it does not exist on the ground. Iko tu mahali tu kwa.
What do we mean by spousal consent when one is selling property? And what happens if my wife refuses to give me spousal consent?
Oh, he's in trouble, right?
He's in trouble.
Yeah. So what is happening is this: spousal consent applies to marital property.
Okay.
Yeah, marital property, like property that you have acquired during the subsistence of your marriage. Now, there is contribution that the court will equate as if a couple are married. Maybe the wife is a housewife. She stays home, does everything in the house. Then you go to work, and then you're able to buy land. So when the moment you buy land, we'll be saying the wife also contributed because she cooked your food.
Yes.
She washed your clothes. She took care of your children. So they contributed to you. They gave you that peace of mind so that they're able to get the property.
Yeah.
So then they have an equal share in the property that you acquired.
Equal.
So basically, you cannot sell that property without their consent. The reason why this thing was brought is because if you look at around the Maasai lands, they had vast land, like really large acres of land.
Yeah.
So what happened is they used to sell this property anyhowly. So you find that the husband, because he's a drunk, has even sold you home.
Oh, so you
unakuja kutolewa naambia dana niliuza jana. Pesa iko wapi? So you see, you remain homeless as a wife.
Yeah.
So that's what the law was trying to protect. The law was trying to ensure that when you're selling, do not even sell plus the home. If we are living with you in this home, this land should be protected. That is one. Number two, if there's a property where we grow our crops, like for instance, if you go to villages and things like that. But then I need to be aware
that you're selling it.
Otherwise,
if I'm not aware, then unaendanga kutafuta ile shamba iliendanga.
No, the reason why the law ensures that you're aware is when you give out the spousal consent. It's prepared by a lawyer and you sign it. Okay. The thing is, if you buy property, and I'm talking to anyone who wants to buy property today, without having a spousal consent, the acquisition of that property will be challenged. And you can only go and get that money from whoever you paid that money to. The wife will recover that property back very fast. The law presumes, this case I'm handling at the moment that is also related to this same issue. The law presumes that when you're married and you buy property in the substance of marriage, you are joint owners of that property. Okay. It could be having the name of one person, but you're joint owners. The way joint ownership works in a manner that I introduced something else we call survivorship. Okay. In terms of if one person dies, the land reverts back to the person who has survived. Okay. You understand? Yes. So that if we are joint owners today with you on the same parcel of land, if I happen to die, then you own the entire property that is left. Unless it was specified, unless in some case it is specified that you own the property in common shares, like tenants in common or something like that. Yeah. Like in certain shares of 50, 40, 30%, something like that. Yeah. Okay. So I hope you still have enough time.
I don't think so. We have a minute, so let's just answer one question. Okay, no problem. I don't know which one.
You can just mention them, then we brush second. Yes.
Hi. They're also interesting. I was in a come we stay relationship with my baby daddy. We acquired property together. I think you've answered part of this. Yes. I paid some money, although this money was paid by me giving him cash in the house to top up and pay for the land. Okay. The landlord was registered in his name, and now he has married another woman and has refused to divide the land for me and give me my part. What can I do? Can I force him to give me my part or my money? So this is a baby daddy, not married, I think. Yeah.
No, that is difficult.
That is difficult.
You see, the guy is in another relationship. It was come we stay. There was no marriage certificate. Very difficult to prove source of funds. We've got to prove subsistence of marriage.
Oh God.
Tricky. Very tricky.
Okay.
Aongea naye vizuri.
Oh yeah. Hi, can an auctioneer just wake up and auction me? Yesterday, our office was raided and an auctioneer just showed up and carried our furniture in a truck in the presence of a police officer. They had no court papers or anything. Was that even legal?
That is very illegal, but it happens a lot. That is extremely illegal, to the extreme of anything being illegal. You never find anything more illegal than that.
That is what?
Exactly, because you see, you need to get warrants, you need to go to court, you need to find all those, court orders and everything else. People don't just get auctioned. You have to be given a notice that you will be auctioned. Like, you see, you need to go and get the court orders, the warrants and everything. And I can go and complain that I've received the warrants. First of all, you're supposed to do what we call proclamation. When you come, you proclaim, and then within 7 or 14 days, when you can go back and auction. So in the event that if you want to auction me and I've given you a proclamation notice, then I'm able to go to court and get orders staying you from auctioning me. So that is illegal. That one, that one, there's some serious compensation that will happen. Ooh, so that is a case that they should institute immediately. That is very good.
Yeah, and please make sure that when people come to you, sometimes tunogopanga, but ask for the proper documentation. But then police officers also sort of like intimidate you. Sometimes maybe they will rough you up and stuff, but even as they take your stuff, you can now go to court and file for.
Yeah, that is serious compensation. Everything they've carried plus compensation and damages.
Yes,
they'll be able to pay.
Okay, one more question. Well, two. I have two women in my life. I love them both. My main woman, who I have a child with, had Jewy about the second one, and I live with her. How can we formalize the relationship officially and leave property to both of them equally?
Okay.
So, hey, officially formalize. First of all, you can't be married to two women legally. Is that even possible?
It's possible.
No, like the traditional way, yes.
The thing is, the first thing we need to check is, he said he's married right now with someone else.
Yeah.
I need to understand, is their marriage certificate? Did they do a wedding? If they didn't do a wedding, then he's safe because they don't have a marriage certificate. If they did do a wedding, then African culture, you are allowed to be polygamous. So one thing is just needs to take dowry to both the parents of both women. I mean,
but then the government recognizes just the one with the marriage certificate.
No, not really.
It recognizes the other one as well?
It recognizes them both because it is a polygamous relationship. They are married under customary law.
Okay.
So it will recognize both wives. Actually, both wives will be able to inherit. Both wives will be formalized as wife. You have the this one. I think I can't be sued. The Secretary General of Kotu. I mean, come on. I can mention names of so many people.
You're saying that one you can't be sued
because it's true. So
but it's true.
Yeah, it's true. So
if
you look at that, then he'll not be able to be sued anyway.
Yeah.
The only challenge he has is he does not want the first wife to know about the second wife. That's a very big challenge because at the end of the day, they must know. Or another thing, if the issue is living property, it's fine. Let him continue with what he's doing. Okay, but let him write a will.
Okay.
We had discussed about a will.
Yes, we had.
Let them do a will.
Oh my God, my time is up. One final. This is on you though.
Okay.
In your opinion, what makes a good lawyer and what makes you a good lawyer? I have heard so many good things about you. What makes you the best at what you do? Oh. This is on you.
I need an hour.
Okay. Then we'll pick up on that. Okay, my time is up. Robert, how can people get in touch
so
with
they
you?
can just kindly call me on 0725. Just write the number. It's my office line, 0725.
This one is your camera.
This is my camera?
Yes.
Oh, I have my own camera.
Yes, you do. We are
cool
you
tell
like
me
that
the whole time. So, okay. 0725 119 100. That is my number. You can get us on our official website, Odanga and Partners Advocates, or on Facebook, Odanga Advocates.
Okay.
I didn't even know I had a camera.
This is you the whole time. So
kikuja
inaitwa camera 2. Thank you so much for coming. And to just answer the last question that you sent in about him being a good lawyer, I think he is, because he comes in here and gives us free legal advice. So you're good at what you do.
I'm very good at what
sound
I do.
Advice as well.
It's Odanga,
Thank you so much for coming through. We're taking a very short commercial break. We will be right back. This is Full Circle with Mukali.
Thank you. We are stopping the show.
No.
The picture of
I'm sure